الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, once again we are here for the ice cream night, and the last time we discussed were the conditions of Salah. We know in the worldly fact that everything has conditions. We have to follow those conditions to fulfill it. If you want to open a bank account, you have to follow the conditions. So also, if you, without comparison, if you have to read your Salah, you have to also follow the conditions. So I explained them the last time that there are 6 conditions of Salah: Tahara, Satre Aurat. Tahara means cleanliness. Cleanliness of the body, clothes and place. It's a condition. If the place, body or clothes are not clean, you may not start your Salah because you have not completed the first condition. The second condition was to cover your body. Covering your body does not mean only from below the navel till below the knees, but it means that your body should be covered appropriately as prescribed in Sharia. The third one was Tahara, Satre Aurat, and then coming to timings of Salah, we discussed that. That is also a condition. You can't read Fajr Salah at the time of Zohar and Zohar Salah at the time of Asr, or if you are traveling, because this is a condition as well. Some people think that we must combine. Combining the Salah is not according to our mazhab, it is according to Imam Shafi'i. So we will follow the principles that whatever time there is, we should read that Salah. Taharat, Satre Aurat, Waqt. These were the 3. Istiqbal Qibla, facing towards the Qibla. This was what was discussed last week, the last ice cream night. Now facing towards the Qibla, if you're in a place where you do not know the Qibla, that does not mean you just say that I don't know the Qibla, so I won't pray my namaz. The ruling is that if you don't know the Qibla, you must face towards any side wherever your heart says that this is where the Qibla is. This is the 4th condition. The 5th condition is Istiqbal Qibla Niyya. The intention is also a condition. You're supposed to have an intention in the heart that I am reading Salah for this reason. I am basically not intention of why you are reading Salah. You are reading Salah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But which Salah you are reading? Is it Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha? You must have the intention, not that you stand on the Musalla, you don't know why you are reading 2 rakats. And the last one is also a condition, and the first Faraaiz and the first topic of discussion today as well is Takbir-e-Tahrima. Now Takbir-e-Tahrima is a condition of Salah and also a Faraaiz of Salah. That means that if you do not complete this, you have not completed the condition and the Farz of Salah. What is Takbir-e-Tahrima? Takbir-e-Tahrima is the first Takbir of Salah, where you raise your hands and your palms are facing towards the Qibla and your thumb is touching the ear. You say Allahu Akbar. This is according to our mazhab. This is where we must lift. This does not mean that you carry on like you are covering your ears, you are feeling cold, but you're supposed to face your palms towards the Qibla. This is the method of the first Takbir of Salah, Takbir-e-Tahrima. Now what if, this was a question yesterday as well, that what if a person wants to catch Jamaat? He wants to go and join with Jamaat. Now he's running and he gets there. When he raises his hands, he's not standing up straight. He's basically halfway through into ruku and he says Allahu Akbar and goes into ruku so he can get the rakat. So what happens in that situation? In that situation, if he has bended as much as his hands can reach his knees upon stretching, that means that his Takbir-e-Tahrima is not fulfilled. He has not even started his Salah properly. He has to start again and repeat his Salah. So it is important that if you are bending, trying to catch the rakat which is missed, you might just lose your whole Salah. So it's better you go in a patient manner and you start your Salah properly and then you continue with your Salah. This is one masla in regard to the masla of Takbir-e-Tahrima. If you said the Takbir-e-Tahrima in ruku, now what if you said the first Takbir, but it was not the meant for the first, you said Allahu Akbar, and you didn't even say, you meant it for ruku and you went into ruku. So in that case, the Takbir-e-Tahrima is not fulfilled, you'll have to repeat your Salah again. This is the rulings of Takbir-e-Tahrima. If we go through each one, you might get bored and you'll start scratching your head and you'll say that now he's going very long, let us end it. So I will keep very few maslas which are in regard to our times, because it's in a lot of detail. And we don't have much time to cover a lot of detail. We've got a lot of topics of Salah. So the second Farz of Salah, tonight we will cover the 7 Faraaiz of Salah. There are 7 compulsory acts in Salah. We discussed the first one, which is the last condition of Salah, and also the farz of salah, which is takbir tahrima. Now takbir tahrima, we have understood that you have to raise your hands and say Allahu Akbar. The second one is qiyam, standing. Now we find that sometimes we are lazy, we do not want to stand, we sit down and pray, but it's not amongst us much. But if you got hurt, now you're standing and walking, going from here to there, but when it comes to salah time, you are sitting down and reading your salah. So this is a ruling that qiyam is standing. Now standing is farz in salah. So if you have got hurt or anything happened, that does not mean you sit on the chair and read your salah. You should stand as long as you can stand, and when you go into ruku, that is when you can sit. You don't have to sit from the starting, but you have the capability of standing. Why do you want to sit? So even if you have the capability of saying Alhamdulillah while you are standing, in that situation you must also say Alhamdulillah and then you must sit down. But you should not start salah sitting down, because you are roaming around in the whole world walking, but when it comes to salah you are so tired you are sitting down. So that is why the ruling is you stand. When you go into ruku, that is when you can sit, because that is where the people have a problem, when they are going into sajda and coming up. Yes, if you are having a problem where you are disabled, you cannot stand, then Sharia is so lenient upon us that you can also lie down and read your salah, sit down and read your salah. So qiyam is the second fara'iz of salah, which is also important for us to know, that some people do not know how much to spread their legs while they are standing. Now you must not spread as much as if you have a problem of where you have not done what is necessary for you to remove the unwanted hair. So if it's poking you, that's your own problem. You're not supposed to cause inconvenience to the one next to you. Okay. So that means that if you are reading salah, do not spread your legs so much that the person next to you is having a problem. You must keep your feet in a way that you are standing properly, and you are standing in respect, and you are standing in the court of Allah. Because when you are reading salah, you are in the court of Allah. You have to be in the appropriate manner, standing properly. And also, as I mentioned about the hair, some people, some youth, they are very lazy in removing the hair. But if you leave it more than 40 days, your salah is not accepted. So you rather make sure that you are removing the unwanted hair, which is supposed to be removed according and prescribed to our Sharia within the 40 days, so you have no problem. You can discuss later that whether you are removing it or not, or what you are creating there. But this is the ruling of Sharia, because I mentioned it. Coming to the third farz of salah, we have covered takbir tahrima, qiyam, qira. Now qiraat is very important for us. We have to understand that qiraat is farz, the third farz of salah. Now according to qiraat, first we start with subhanakallahumma thana, we read thana. After thana, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. You have to remember, after you say Allahu Akbar, you start straight with thana, subhanakallahumma. After you finish that, you will say a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. After that, you will read Surah Fatiha. Now coming to Surah Fatiha is wajib of salah, it is not a farz. But recitation, qiraat means recitation. Now recitation in salah is farz. Now Surah Fatiha is wajib. According to the Shafi'i mazhab, Surah Fatiha is farz. But according to our mazhab, it is wajib. So if you make a mistake in Surah Fatiha thinking about other aspects in salah, if you even have to miss one letter in Surah Fatiha, your salah is not accepted. You have to start again, because that is a wajib of salah. So coming to the recitation, after you have recited Surah Fatiha, you don't read A'udhu Billah again. You only read Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then you read a surah. Now coming to the surah should be as lengthy as 3 small ayat. 3 small ayat. Now that means Qul Huwallahu Ahad is 1 ayat, Allahu Samad is 1 ayat, Lam Yalid wa Lam Yulad is the 3rd ayat. So if you read only this much, your recitation of Quran is fulfilled. Now what if you only read 1 ayat and you went into ruku? You have missed a wajib of salah, a necessity of salah. And that means that you will have to make sajda sahw, because you read less in that rakat and you read less from the Holy Quran, and you did not read what is wajib and necessary in salah, so you will have to make sajda sahw. And sajda sahw, I have explained the method. I can explain if we don't understand after the discourse. So this was the ruling of qiraat, the recitation in salah. And if you do not know any surahs, if you only know few surahs, even if you have to read Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun and Qul Huwallahu Ahad, or Tabbat Yada and Qul Huwallahu Ahad, in every namaz, there's no problem. There's no issue. You can read it in every salah because, yes, you are supposed to learn, but if you do not know, and that does not mean now you're only reading Inna Atayna Kal Kauthar and Qul Huwallahu Ahad because you are lazy and you don't want to read a long surah. The more you will read, the more reward it is. Like Alhaakumut Takathuru is equivalent to reading 1,000 ayat. If you have to read Alhaakumut Takathuru, it is as you are reading 1,000 ayat. If you have to read Qul Huwallahu Ahad, it is as you are reading 1/3 of the Quran. So if you read Qul Huwallahu 3 times in a day, that means you have fulfilled the whole Quran. So when one person was challenging another person that I can finish the whole Quran for you in few seconds, he said it's impossible. So he said, okay, come on, start reading, I want to hear. So he just read 3 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad, 3/3 are one full. So he said, I've read the whole Quran, I get the reward of the whole Quran. So these are the rewards. If we follow these rewards, we'll know that what we want to read in our salah and what we want to cover. So that was qiraat, recitation. After recitation, it is ruku, which is very important, and sometimes we find that some of the youth, they are bending their legs while they are standing in the position of ruku. So if you are standing in ruku, make sure that your legs are straight and your hands, you are holding your knees firm. And when you bend down, that does not mean that you are going more than being straight. If you have to go, if this is how you're supposed to bend, there's no reason for you to go even lower, bending your legs, thinking that the more I will bend, the more reward. But you're supposed to stand straight, and then you're supposed to go into ruku. And when you are in ruku, make sure that you are not stressing yourself as well, but you are following the prescribed manner of ruku, which is your back should be straight in ruku. So if you have a problem where you cannot bend your back, that means that you can lessen it. But if you do not have a reason, fulfill your salah properly, you will be rewarded properly. This was we have covered takbira tahrima, qiyam, qira and ruku. Coming to the last three, the last three is, the first one out of them is sajda. In sajda position, some people, because of the carpet, sometimes they think that no, the carpet is smelling, astaghfirullah, they don't put their nose on the carpet. You have to remember that when you are in sajda position, first of all, your knees should touch the ground. After your knees, your hands should go on the ground, and when your hands are on the ground, you must make sure that your fingers are facing towards the qibla. Your fingers are facing towards the qibla, and after your hands are on the ground, then you will put your nose, and after your nose, you will put your forehead. This is the prescribed manner and mustahab manner, preferable manner of going into sajda, and this is how you will fulfill the 5th farz. And remember, when you are coming up, it's vice versa. You will you'll remove your forehead first, and then your nose, and then your hands, and then you'll put your hands. You will stand up or you sit, whatever you have to follow. So this is the ruling of sajda. And while you are in sajda, people do not leave their feet properly. They can't leave their toes on the ground. Their toes are also flying with them while they are in sajda. Make sure that your toes are touching the ground and they are firm on the ground, because if they are not, that will not fulfill your sajda. So one toe is necessary. It is necessary for you to keep one toe, and if you do not even keep that, it can lead to your salah becoming null and void. You have to repeat your salah. So this was the 5th Faraaiz of salah. The 6th Faraaiz is qaida akhirah. The last sitting of salah is the 6th farz of salah, which is, if it is missed, your salah, any of these farz which I have mentioned, if you have to miss any of them, your salah has to be repeated. There's no substitute that you can make sajda so and fulfill it. But if any of them are missed, you'll have to repeat. So qaida akhirah is where you read at-tahiyyat. In at-tahiyyat is also wajib, just like Surah Fatiha. If you have to miss one letter, your salah is not accepted. You have to repeat it. And if you missed it by mistake and you realize sajda so can be done, but it's not possible, because after tahiyyat is when you will do sajda so. And for you to realize a mistake, that means you are doing a mistake deliberately. So you can also repeat it at the same time. So reading a tahiyyat, you have to make sure that you have fulfilled the wajib by not missing out any letter in a tahiyyat, Durud Ibrahim, and then you come to the last farz of salah, which is to make salam. The first salam towards the right does not mean that you count how many people have come for salah and who has come for salah. You look at your shoulder. You make sure that you are looking at your shoulder and you're not looking at everyone else, that who is wearing what and what they are doing. After you've done the first one, then you move towards the left one. The first one is first, and that completes the 7 Faraaiz of Salah. I will repeat them so you remember. The conditions we had covered the last time. This time we have covered the Faraaiz. There are 7 Faraaiz of Salah. Takbir Tahrima, the first Farz. Qiyam is standing in Salah. Qiraat is recitation in Salah. Ruku is the bending position of Salah. Sajda is prostration. The fifth is Qaida Akhira, to sit in the last sitting of Salah. And the last one is to indicate the end of Salah. Khuruj bisun'ihi, meaning to end Salah is first. So the prescribed manner is to end Salah in this manner. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You don't have to add wa barakatuhu like you are making salam to someone. And when you are making salam, the intention should be that you are making salam to the angels who are there who are writing your accounts of your good deeds at the first time. So you make salam with the intention, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, that you are making salam to the angel, and then to all the Pak jinn. All the Pak jinn. And the third is to all the people who are in the saf as well. Okay, so first will be that you are making salam to the angels, and then the Pak jinn, and then all the people. And if the imam is on the right side, then you make an intention that you are also giving salam to the imam. And if he's on the left side, you give salam to him on the left. And if you are standing right behind him, because someone will ask, what if he's not on the left or the right? If he's in front of me, then you'll make salam on both sides, right and left, that you are making salam to the imam. This will complete the Faraaiz of Salah. I ask Almighty Allah to forgive me if I've made any mistakes during the explanation of these Faraaiz of Salah. Inshallah, we will continue with the wajibat, and the wajibat are more in number than necessities of Salah. These Faraaiz also have a lot of rulings and a lot of explanation, but these explanations can be asked according to the requirement. I don't want to give you what is not required. What was required is what I've mentioned. If I have missed out anything, you remember, remind me, let us cover it, let us learn together. I ask Almighty Allah to forgive me. May we all follow the prescribed manner of the Quran and the Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and may we leave from this world with the kalima La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and may we also all read our 5 times salah with Jamaat, and may Almighty Allah take us from this world with the kalima La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa ma tawfiqi illa billah. Astaghfirullah wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll hand it over to Tahir Sakrani to take it forward for you and explaining to you what the activities are taking place in YDP and how you can be part of it. And inshallah, after Hafiz Tahir Sakrani, we'll give it to Brother Muhammad Malida to explain to you about the YDP soccer tournament which is coming up. And inshallah, we will discuss whatever is to be discussed here. If you have any questions after the speech, you can ask me the questions. I'm sitting here. There's no rush. You can ask whatever you desire. Jazakumullah.
Right now, before you forget.
Yes, you can. Please.
Khutbah time. Are we allowed to pray namaz? The sunnah?
No, it's